I cannot remember what I vlogged last, but today, September 6th, we have finally switched over to our winter hours at work, which means I only work from 9 to 4:30 from this point on, and I'm so happy. I'm happy because I get home earlier than I truly do. Earlier than I do even on opening shifts during the summer. So I'm very glad. And yes, I'm exhausted. I could not, it took me a bit to get to sleep last night. I think ever since Alaska, I've just been on a really bad, I explained it as if during vacation, I got a taste of going to bed whenever I wanted to, and now my body's rebelling. Because I'm a night owl at heart, in my soul. So I couldn't get to bed until 11, and that's been my normal lately, and it's not good for getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Oh God, it's been a doozy this week, man. I'm gonna get my coffee ready, and then I'll explain to you what's been going on. So, I keep getting sick, and it's annoying. When I came back from Alaska, I stayed home my first shift because one, it was a carousel shift, and I was so fatigued and I did not feel good. I was coughing. It was definitely that it's after vacation. I'm not 100% at all, or near 100%. I'm feeling like crap. So I stayed home because there's no way I could handle carousel back with that kind of, feeling and that kind of sickness, sort of. I don't know how to explain it. It's really hard to explain. I'm so tired. I'm sorry. I'm so tired. And then I had a day off after that, just originally. So they had me do one shift and then they gave me a day off, and then I was going to be 6 days in a row again. Well, when I went back to work, the first shift was fine. My stomach started feeling kind of nauseous and icky. I was dealing with some really bad digestive issues that I have no idea where they came from. Could have been what I was eating. I don't know. But it was very uncomfortable. But I made it through the first day back. And then the second day back, I was surprised with carousel, because that's what happens when if someone else has to cover your carousel shift, they'll switch you with someone else's carousel shift later, because it's just, they want to take someone else off of it. Or in this case, I think we had someone who was scheduled for it, but they're no longer, they left a couple weeks ago because they had to, school and stuff, I think. So I ended up getting surprised with carousel, and my stomach was not good. All day that day, my stomach was nauseous. I was bloated. I felt blocked. Let's just straight up say it. I felt blockage, and my stomach just felt sick. And I tried so hard to make it through that day, but around 3 o'clock, a little bit before, which was when I was gonna have my last 15, I just couldn't do it anymore. I watching carousel, or trying to because you have to watch as it goes around and around and around and around to make sure everyone's being safe, and that was just making me nauseous and dizzy. And then I started, just out of the blue, I just started coughing. I'm just what is going on? So on my 15, I talked to my lead and I'm like, hey, this is what's happening. I really don't feel good. And I just started coughing. And so she talked to my supervisor. My supervisor said I can go home because, and technically stomachache and coughing was symptoms of COVID. So I had to talk to people in culture HR department, who I love and adore, because they're really good at being empathetic and talking to you like a person, which you don't get with HR departments ever. So and they literally are on site. So if you really need them, you could literally walk over to their trailer and talk to them trail. It's really great. But anyway, so I had to talk to him that night because it was, or that as I was going home, I had to take a COVID test because it was just part of the procedure. I didn't have COVID, but my stomach just still felt like crap, literally. So I stayed home the next day, and boy, was that an interesting day. I slept so much. So then I went back to work, and it was Labor Day. Labor Day, which was our last day of summer hours and summer programs too. So everyone has to come to the zoo, which we expected. So it's like not that shocking. It was non-stop all day long, but it's okay. We got time and a half, you know. Once again, to go back to where we are today, we are starting our winter hours, and I really am praying that this helps my immune system, because I think my immune system has just been crashing this summer because I just keep getting sick. It's really annoying. I don't want to be sick. I don't want to stay home. But if I am not feeling good, trying to travel up there, be there all day, and travel home, not ideal. Yeah, plus they're pretty strict about like COVID symptoms and stuff, so. Anyways, that's the update. 6 months later. Yay. We'll talk about the school update later because, well, there is none. So we'll vent about that one a little bit later. I need to drink my coffee so I could go to work today. Good morning, girl. I love those ears. Jaguar at the end of the day. And she was just like, this is the life.
This is amazing.
Oh.